Jeezy, you my hero. After that interview, Jeezy, you my hero. It was a vibe with you and Nia. Is you and Nia together? Yo. If you're alive, subscribe. If you're alive, subscribe. I told y'all we ain't stopped. We ain't going nowhere. We about the business. We going all the way up to the top. And that's what it is. First, I just really come on. I got a short show today. I just want to thank all my supporters, man. It's been unbelievable, my supporters. I want to thank all the people that has came on the show. As I always say, don't forget to subscribe. Push that subscribe button. Also, you can push the bell so you will know when my show is coming on. It'll alert you when my show is coming on. And if you like it, just kind of like it. But again, man, I want to thank my supporters, man. It's been overwhelming for all the DMs and all the texts and everything. Family and all. Just like Bree said, if your family is not supporting you, you don't feel supported. So make sure you guys keep supporting me, man. And yeah, I want to talk about, I gotta hit the Jeezy today. And I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. And Nia Long, like that interview just wowed me. But Keith Lee, we want you in Nashville, baby. We want you in Nashville. We ain't gonna see you no death threats. We want you to come test out Nashville. We saw what you had going on in Atlanta, and we ain't scared. We ain't scared of you. I'm gonna give you some places, first of all. I want you to hit Princess Chicken. You know we known for the hot chicken, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to hit Princess Chicken. I want you to go to Helen's. I want you to go to 400 Degrees. We got a place called Roasted. I want you to go to Roasted, man. We got some real down home cooking down here. You know we the Bible Belt down here, man. We down south. We won't cook, so we want you to come, man. Another place I want you to go to is Bag Ladies. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool little spot. And I'm telling you, I know you'll like it, man, because like I said, I have had my own experience in Atlanta. When I go to Atlanta, to me it's more about like, I like the chains in Atlanta, but I had a bad experience in Atlanta. And this ain't throwing nobody down, this ain't shading nobody, but I went to Lil Baby restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we coming from out of town. This is the thing about those celebrity restaurants. We look up to them so much, old lady gang, and I've had old lady gang, and they probably lucky they keep leading test their stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it was okay. And you know, like I said, 'cause we supporters of you guys. But I waited till the last day when I was in Atlanta. And I was so excited. I was pumped. We've been seeing Lil Baby seafood, and you know we seafood people. I love me some seafood. I happened to walk in the restaurant, and the lady told me it was no food today. You know what I'm saying? And not shading Lil Baby's restaurant or nothing, but I was like, why is the doors open when it ain't no food? And you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you think about it. A lot of us people are coming from out of town, and we're so hype about these restaurants because we follow these guys, and we're so supportive of black restaurants, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to keep them going, and we want to make sure, not only because it's celebrity restaurants and stuff, but we want to make sure that our black restaurants kind of stay open, stay around. It creates jobs, and it keeps our culture going to showing like we cook. That's what we do. That's a love language for a lot of us. And so, yeah, Keith Lee, we want you in Nashville. We ain't scared. We ain't scared of you, Keith. So like I said, when you come down here, first of all, hit up If You're Live, subscribe. Come on the show. After you test all these restaurants, you haven't did this, as I've seen, since you've been doing what you do. You haven't went and tested food and then came on the show and then give a review on the show. You know what I'm saying? Give a review of all the restaurants you tried on the show. And I just gave you a couple just so you can kind of have a couple and you can say, yeah, I went here, I went there. So yeah, Keith, we waiting on you, baby. Like I said, we ain't scared at all. So I'm finna tag you. I'm finna email you. I'm gonna do everything they doing for you to get here. Keith Lee, we want you down here. But my main thing of the show is today, Jeezy, you my hero. After that interview, Jeezy, you my hero. It was a vibe with you and Nia. Is you and Nia together? That's what we want to know. That wasn't just a regular interview. I know Nia Long, she don't do interviews, and I know you don't do podcasts a lot. So we want to know, are you guys together? If not, we need y'all to get together because that seems like a power couple to me. But I wanna review the interview. I might forgive, but I won't forget. And I like that quote because a lot of people do you wrong and do you dirty. And when you get in the realm of forgiving, you have to forgive, but you'll just never forget it. And black men, real niggas don't cheat. Real, and I liked it, Nia Long. This is what she said. She said, I kind of feel what you're talking about. And this is why I think, I'm going to explain this to the ladies because the ladies need to know this. This is what the Bible says. The Bible says, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I act like a child, but when I grew up, I became out of childish things. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody don't come out of the punani real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs space to grow. And I think, in my mind, I think what he was saying was, once you become grown and once you get that real woman in your life, you don't have no reason to cheat on her. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I think that real niggas don't cheat came from. I want to commend the interview for this one reason. I finally saw a black man and a black woman get a dialogue and have a real conversation and embrace each other. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it looked like a relationship because like Nia, like she don't know, like you've always been our queen. You've always been our go-to. You've always been super important to us. And like she said, she didn't know this until her little thing happened and everybody embraced her. So you've always been the queen to us. And I really commend you, Nia, for getting one of our men that has been through a lot and embracing them. And I thank Jeezy for being vulnerable, man. And it's like, I think about what Omega's wife, we was just talking. Vanessa was talking about how women, when they don't have a dad in their life, they like long for their dad, you know what I'm saying? And I've heard a lot of women say like, yeah, one of my kids' mother told me, she said, yeah, Punky, I cling to you because I didn't have a father. And sometimes we're the only father figure that women know, you know what I'm saying? Because we're so close to them. And that's why I felt Jeezy talking about his mom and how he's always tried to get clarity from his mom. It don't matter if it was in his rap, it don't matter if it's in real estate, whatever he was trying to do, he wanted that clarity from a woman. And not even talking about his marriage yet, but it's more like we look for that. If your mom is not in your life, we look for that in the woman that we're with. And I wonder if that caused trust issues. I think Jeezy had a lot of trust issues with women because his mom wasn't around. And we're always longing for, you know, a man. We'll fight about a lot. But imagine when you was in school. If somebody said your mama, it was on. It was a fight. And I think that's, you know, been a lot of our problems. And that's why I think Jesus, that's why he's my hero, because he was real open and honest about that. You know what I'm saying? And so I tell this to people all the time. If you don't put yourself first, if you don't love yourself first, you can't love nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think he finally came to the point where, like Jesus said, I just want to love myself. You know what I'm saying? I just want to love myself. And that's the first part of loving a person. You have to love yourself first. I tell him, I was in Atlanta one time, and I go back to Atlanta, and a friend of mine, shout out to him, he called, and he was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I'm in Atlanta." And he said, "Who you with?" I was like, "I'm by myself." And he was like, "That's boring." I was like, "No, it's not boring." And the reason why I said that, because I finally came to a place to where I love myself, and I can have fun by myself, and I don't need a big crowd to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And so uh the show was just so inspiring. I haven't seen a black couple. Yeah, I'm calling them a couple because that's what y'all seen. That's what it seemed like to me. I haven't seen too many, and I've seen some, but I haven't seen too many black women just really come in and just give us the love that we need. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them out there, not knocking none of them, but that was a great dialogue to me. And I was telling a friend of mine today, look at the positive side of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Look at the positive side of what's happening. This man has been through trauma his whole life with his mom, and he's tried to just make her happy and make her happy. And in his mind, she never was that with him. And so I love that dialogue. I love the honesty of that. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, that shit, it just, if you haven't seen it, please go see it. It was so inspiring. And that's why I always say, put yourself first. I always say that. I was so mad at a guy one time, we was in school, prison, you know, whichever one you call it, but I call it school. I was mad at a guy. I asked him, I said, if you was in a swimming pool drowning and it was you and your kids was in there, who you gonna save first? You or your kids? He said, me. And I was pissed at him. I was like, you're gonna save you first. You need to save your kids. And then this is what he said to me. He said, how can I save them when I ain't saved me first? And so I understood the point of putting yourself first. And as black men, we have been through so much. I was so excited when Jeezy was talking about how he's been through all the stuff he's been through, all the people who's got killed around him, it's a conscious thing. You know what I'm saying? I totally understand where he was going with it, conscious wise. And when you deal with so much throughout life, when you lose this person and you lose that person, sometimes you can kind of, sit back and say, dang, I could have done something different. I could have done something different. And I always think about God has his plan, and stuff happens how it's supposed to happen when it happens, no matter how much that you wanted something different to happen. And so when I heard this story and I thought about all the stuff he's been through, I always think about mental health, and I always think about it's okay to get help. I was talking to Lil Bree, and he was talking about going through counselors and all this and that. Like, a lot of us need the help. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us need that help, and it's okay to go get it. It's super okay. Nothing is wrong with you because you need somebody to go talk to sometime outside of your husband, outside of your family, outside of all that. So, man, I really appreciated that episode because I put myself in his shoes, and I think about all the stuff I've been through. I think about I always think about this one thing. When I went to get my blood test with my dad, and it wasn't my daddy, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know I had a problem to that, to a pastor one time said, hey, he prayed over me, and he said, I think God is just telling me that it's a void missing. And I think it's like a daddy or something, you know what I'm saying? And I cried, to be honest with you. But I dealt with that day. And I thought about Jesus when he said, when his mom died, he went to his mom's grave and he wrote down everything, and he went ahead and it's something like confessing his sins to her, and he had to forgive her. And all the stuff he's been through, it was just written. And even though he might not have thought his mom loved him like she did, it made him the man who he is now. And so I really felt that interview. I have shared it 50,000 times with so many different people so they can watch it. And men, we can be more open. Like I said, that was a safe place. That's why I love Nia Long. She made it a safe place for him to get it off. Sometimes you have to get it out. I tell people all the time, you have to find somebody that you can talk to, because if you keep everything in, that's when stress comes on. That's when you start getting sick and you start getting little. So you have to have somebody to talk to. And so again, man, the interview was very, very inspiring. I I I think you should go look at it. I think you should go look at it. And I don't think you should look at it as in the sense of Jesus trying to get with Nia Long. I think he already with Nia Long, just to be honest with you. I think he's already there. But he dealt with a lot of pain that he's been dealing with over the years. And I understood, and I was telling somebody that I understood how I feel to be left alone. When you're the real person in the crew, I've always been, and then you get in the situation and like everybody, he told a story about when he went to jail. It's about 10 of them went to jail. Everybody bond was $1 million. This is what Jesus said. I'm not leaving till everybody can leave. And that's just the type of stand-up guy that he is. He's always been my favorite, but I would have done the same thing. I would have sat in jail with my people, and I would have made sure everybody got out, and not me just getting out and then everybody sitting in there. They worry about me getting them out. And so, like I said, I know I keep saying, but it was inspiring to me. And I want to shout out Neil Long again, man, for making that safe place. I think the black community needs that. I think the women make a safe place for us, and I think we live longer. If you think about a lot of husband and wives and people that's been together for a long time, they actually live a long time because they happy. I was telling O the other day that put your wife first, as you always do. Don't worry about what family say. Don't worry about what friends say. Don't worry about none of that, because you have to come home and be happy. Long as your home is happy, everything else is just a breeze. And so keep your home happy. And I kind of I felt Jeezy when he said about his wife. We wanted to hear more about your wife. But when he said he was saddened and disappointed, I felt something. And I felt that he did everything he could do to save his marriage. They went to counseling. Counseling didn't work. And I thought about this. I thought about this. Women are made to make sure the house, if you go back to Bible days, the man always went out and got the bread and brought it back home. And so I thought about something. I thought about celebrity wives. We're both quote unquote celebrities. Now we both got money. So if I marry you as a celebrity, do the woman cut out work? Do she lessen her work to take care of the house? I think so. Everybody's talking about 50-50. I don't see 50-50. I only see 50-50 if it gotta be like that. If we both gotta work in the house, then 50-50 is what it is. What is 50-50? We together anyway. So if we're married and together, it's supposed to be 100-100 because what you got, I got, and what I got, you got. And so I think about that in the celebrity world. If I'm a celebrity and my wife is too, is my wife supposed to dim down on her work and take care of the house while I go get the bread? I think so. I don't think the rules change because we're celebrities. I think the rules are still stuck on that same God's plan of the man take care of the house, which can be hard when you are married to a celebrity and he's gone for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 nights and you're just stuck at home. And so it bothers me to think that I told my friends are truck drivers, and I said, if I was you, I would make it home every night. You know what I'm saying? If I was you, I would make it home every night, because women and men, we both get lonely. So I can't see my wife sitting at home for 5 days and I'm just out doing what I do. And so it's a line gotta be drawn on relationship wise, especially when you're entertaining. And so again, I just want to come on and just say thank you guys for supporting me. And my wife is out there somewhere. I got you, baby. I got you. This platform is going up, and I'm gonna make sure that I take care of you. I'll make sure you can stay at home, and I'm gonna make sure I be there. And so again, shout out to Jeezy, shout out to Nia Long, man, and check out that interview. It was fabulous. Again, this is If You're Alive, subscribe, and make sure you guys tune in and share this video. Share this video and like this video and make sure you subscribe. Again, thank you guys for always tuning in to me. I just want to do something short for you guys, and I just, so you guys can see me keep coming. Again, if you're alive, subscribe.